Hello, this is Sabina at Cross Keys Crafts. Today with a slightly different video. It's not so much of a tutorial, but I would like to show you what I have created for my upcoming wedding. I decided to do some of the decorations and some of the favour boxes and all these things myself, just to save some money. I don't believe in buying things if you've got the time to make things. And at first I decided not to take videos about that, but then I thought some of these things are so easy to make. I just want to share these with you because except for the favour box, which is sort of ready-made, I invented is a bit too strong, but I figured out these things myself, so I thought it might be actually worth sharing my crafts here. So the favour box actually is one of the most expensive things of my crafts because I did buy this die. It's a die from Sizzix that creates the box. It's got some add-ons as well, so you can decorate the side. This, by the way, has caught some glue, but the others look a bit nicer. So, as I said, it's got some things you can put on the edge, but I didn't want to do that. But the plain boxes, I didn't quite like that. It was a bit too plain. So what I did, I cut the top bit again, and I just used a piece of cardstock as a template and cut around it rather than using the die again and then cutting across that. And I put it through my embossing folder, this swirly one, and I thought this gave a really, really nice finishing touch to the top. And then I just put a little pom-pom on, like a cherry on top, and I think this is nice enough without adding anything on the side, and every guest will get this on the table. So I thought this was really nice. It was a bit fiddly to put together, but once you get the hang of it, it wasn't too difficult. I used my quick grab glue, and yeah, I made 50 of these. It took a while, but yeah, it's a nice touch. The other thing I decided to make myself are these boutonnieres. I decided not to have fresh flowers on my wedding day because it is quite tricky to actually get them fresh, and I decided to make one of these for every guest. And again, it took a bit longer to figure this out, but what I did was I bought these. These were a bunch that I bought from China. I think it's from AliExpress. I might on this occasion actually link to these flowers because I thought they were a good price. I don't like linking to AliExpress when it comes to dies or stems because some of them are fake ones, but these I think were worth getting. And I also bought 2 stems of leaves to go with them. And what I did, and this is the finished one, I'll show you this here in bits. I glued 3 of the leaves together just with some hot glue. And then I used a bit of green pipe cleaner. I folded back the edges here so the wire wouldn't be exposed. And then I also bought this pearl twine, and the flowers I cut off a little bit, and then I just used some wire and wrapped these all together so they're in one piece and won't move. And then I took some wider ribbon, that is just from a local store I think. I put some double-sided adhesive on the back, just some tape, and I basically covered this bit here like this, proper tight. Took a bit more time when I actually did these. And I had a crafty friend from my village craft group as well helping. So I had it like this, and this would keep it in place. And then I just used the thinner ribbon and just went round it. I held one bit at the top, and then, how can I put it, kept one bit here, put it all the way down there, and then started winding it round until I came to the top and just tied a knot there. And yeah, I think these will be nice on the day, and then everyone obviously gets a little pin just to stick them on to their suits or dresses. So that was that bit. Then this was my latest project. These are boxes for confetti. My friend donated some confetti, but when you buy them, it's a big box. They cost £1, but there is a lot in there, but obviously you can't have one box for every person because then that will be too dear. So I decided to split these boxes up, into 10 portions, and as in 10 portions per box, and got 2 different colours. So this is what the guests have, and I'll just show you quickly now how to make this little box. So this, by the way, is biodegradable confetti. And so this is enough, I think, for every guest, just to throw a little bit, and you don't even need to take it out. You can just throw it like this. So, and then you fold it up like this. So I've got one piece ready here just to show you what I've done. This is a 4x4 piece of cardstock. I just took sheets of 12 by 12 inches, and I scored this on the top bit at 1/4 and then at 2 1/8. Reason being, then this takes 1/4 off, and then this one's in the middle. Oh, you can't see that, apologies for that. Let me zoom in a bit as well. So, and my little tip for you is the 1/4 was easy to remember, but I like to put little stickers. If I've got a repeat line to score, I like to put little stickers there so I don't have to think. So it was very easy for me to go 1/4 and then here at 2 1/8 where the little green thing was. So that's all you need for scoring. Then you just need to burnish this. Oh, I forgot to have my burnishing tool ready. Never mind, I just use my scissors here now for these purposes. So just fold both backwards. So, and you put some glue on here and fold it over and glue it tight, and then I left all these for a moment just for the glue to sit. So I'll just use my quick grab glue again, because I know that will sit very quickly, and don't have too much, don't want it to squeeze out. So, and then just eyeballing it, I cut a curve in either side. So, just like this. Making sure that this one's sort of same level as that one, but as I said, I was just eyeballing it. It doesn't really matter. And do that on both sides. So, and then you need a piece of foam. I just use this packaging foam. You can also use a silicone mat, but you want to for it to give a little bit of way. And what I did was, with my scoring tool, I just scored a line that would mirror this line here, and I went over it twice, and then when I turned it over I could see where the score line was, and I did the same from the other side. And you do that on both sides, sorry, both ends. And it's worth going over it twice. I had the first boxes I only went over once, but it's so much easier to fold it. So, and then you can open this up. Hope I didn't go off screen, I'm so zoomed in. So, and then you can just fold one side in. I made sure I had the back side first, because you can see where the back is from the fold. Fold it in there, and then you can fold in the other side. I pinched the corners a little bit, and then this side as well, and there you go. You've got this little box. It's also suitable for wedding favours, but I thought this was really cute, very handy, and also can be recycled once you're finished. So that was the box. The next one is a bit tricky to get onto the screen because the way it will sit up. This is for the tables. It's for table toppers and for the table numbers and the seating, so as in the names of the people that will sit on the table. And yeah, I created this from scratch, and I'll show you what it consists of. So the base is some salt dough. You can buy balloon weights, obviously, but I wanted to keep it cheap, and I created these little bases from some salt dough, which is 2 parts of plain flour, 1 part of salt and 1 part of water. Having said that, I didn't put all the water in. I made sure first of all the consistency was right, and you get like a pizza dough. And then I created these. They were actually a bit higher, but with time they just flattened out. I dried these on my windowsill when it was really hot for quite a while, and they were getting almost dry. But the problem is they dry on the outside but not on the inside. So when I had the oven on anyway to bake something, I popped these in, and then they could dry from the inside. Oh, by the way, before I dried them, I used these pipes here. What they came with some coronation flags, so I used these, but you can just use skewers. Anything is fine there, really. Or you could even use some pipe cleaners, although they will be a bit bendy. And I created a hole. My advice, though, is to have the hole a bit bigger than you actually need them, because the hole did shrink as well a little bit. And when I put them in the oven, because I dried them this way up, the middle bit actually popped out a bit, as they would like with a muffin or so. So I put some hot glue at the bottom to level it out a bit, and I also put a little piece of cardstock underneath just to get these a bit more level. Because it doesn't really matter, because the whole thing will be, as I have with this one, will just be covered in some tissue paper. And all I've done for that is I have just cut this tissue paper apart into squares. It was in 6 sections, so I just cut it twice, and then I have this. And all I did was I took 2 pieces and just lay them across like this, and then just wrapped the base up in this and fastened it with half a pipe cleaner in silver. But you can put some ribbon round it, anything that will sort of keep it in place. And the top bit, I cut with my heart dies from Sizzix. I cut 3 hearts, 1 in brown, 1 in silver and 1 in pink. And because this pipe is rather thick, or this little pole I should call it, I scored this twice in the middle. So if you can see that there, on basically on either side of the middle, just to have it have a bit of width. So when I glued these together, I hope you can see that there, they left the space in the middle. You could also have 4 hearts if you wanted that, but I just stuck with these 3. And you could also have just 2 hearts and just have them on either side, but I like the 3-dimensional look of this. And then last week I just took some of this ribbon, and just with this little ribbon just tied this up, put a big bow on it with this ribbon. I also neatened the edges. If you've never done that before, you just use your lighter on the edge, just get the heat from the lighter, try not to burn it, just go along, and that will seal off this so it won't fray. And yeah, I've just left these ends long enough so I can tie this now to this piece here, to the table topper. And I've already got a little peg here. I've got them in my craft room. You bought them for something, can't remember, but I thought this would be good because then I can reuse them. I'll just have a little note here, as I said, with the names and the table numbers, and then I can take these off and use it for something else. So yeah, that was that craft. And then I just wanted to show you something which I haven't done yet, because this will be a craft for coming Wednesday when I'm in my village craft group again. I'm taking the ladies out for my hen do, and I said to the ladies, I bought these at Home Bargains, and they were really cheap. I think they were under £1, but I thought they were a bit boring. So I said to the ladies, how do you fancy decorating your own tiara? So I've got a selection of beads and rhinestones ready here. And rather than just using the elastic here, this is how you put it together. You just pop it together in the back and then it sits like this. But rather than just using this, I bought some cheap headbands in Poundland, and my idea is just to use a bit of pipe cleaner on either end and pop these onto the headbands. And I think this would look really cool and really silly, as it should do on a hand do. And yeah, I thought that would be really nice and crafty as well. I've also made some flower bouquets, but I thought I'd don't show them to you. They're basically artificial flowers that are just tied together with ribbon, and yeah, there's not much to show there. But yeah, maybe I could inspire you to create your own decorations for your wedding, or maybe for a birthday party. And yeah, I will move this out of the way today and start sewing my dress. Because I decided to do that. I think I might have mentioned that in one video before. I cut all the pieces, but I haven't sewn it yet. So I will clear my table now and yeah, see to that. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon with another video.